So I'm gonna add some cool features into my game. Right now, where I have this left off, this is my kind of little extra part on here, right? I can click on the things, keep track of them, I can delete them when they're done. So let's see, what I want to do in here is I want to actually make a save game. I want this to be where if I had to stop playing suddenly, I want to be able to like pause, I want to be able to save like the status of this thing and then reload it. So what that means is like when my game is going, I need to have some way of like, for example, pressing the S button, and I should save like the position, the location, and the health of these things. Like I should have all the information I need about these circles in order to restart. I might also need to keep track of this timer. For the interest of time, I might just focus on the circles. We'll see if I have time for the timer. Time for the timer. Okay. All right. So what I need to do for this, I need to have one. I need to have like a one. I need to have some way of saving. So if like I press the key S, it should save my work to a file. I probably need to set this up in a way where I have like a blank screen to begin with, because I also want to have something where it's like when I like with a new game, maybe I can press L and it will. I think it's going to delete, because right now, like when I start the game, there's going to be some circles on the screen. So probably what I want to do is like delete all of those circles, and then delete circles, add old circles. Do something like that. So basically, what I want to do is like make sure that I can like take my class, take the information from each one of those objects that are out there, add it to a file, and then come back later and load it back in. So we'll get into some of the details here. All right, I'm going to start in the app class, and I'm going to try and make this quick as much as I can. So I'm going to start by setting up if the key pressed is S, then we're going to do some save file. And I'm going to write my code down here for my public void save file. I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to pull in the template data that I know I need for saving text. All right, so I'm in our folder. I'm going to get the file reading. Oh, actually, I need this from our unit folder, so you know where to find it. It's going to be in writing to files, and I'm going to need this block of code. So I'll just copy this thing in here. I'm also going to make sure I do my imports, although it might do some of that stuff for me, and I'll have to mess around and fix this up a little bit. Let's see if it did the imports for me. Otherwise, I need to make sure I import. Yeah, looks like it got all the imports for me. Great. All right, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to have like a save file as that's going to be my path I'm going to write to. This is like, I'm just saving an int value here. I need to go through, I basically want to go through my array list, because all my bubbles are in an array list. I want to go through the array list and ask each bubble, like, what information do I need to know about you? So in my bubble class, I'm going to write something that's like, it's going to be public string save information. How about save info? And this is going to return all the information that I need to know about my bubble. So I might just copy all this information. I think, and I just got to pick and choose kind of what information do I need to save. I definitely need to return I'm going to make an empty quote, so I know it's going to be a string. Actually, yeah, I'll do empty quote, plus I'm going to say the X, plus I'm going to do a comma. I'm going to separate all these values by commas. So X, Y, and I'm going to pause a second. So I think basically what I need is I just need like whatever information, I'm going to pass into here. Oh, that means, okay, so there's one thing I'll have to, because basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to like pull this, I'm going to save this as a string to a file, and then when I load my file, I want to recreate the bubbles exactly the way they were. So I need their X, their Y, their location. I think I'll need their speed as well. So actually, I'm going to have to do something different. Maybe I'll get to that later. I'm going to have to do some different stuff. Because right now, when I create a bubble, my constructor is set up just to take an X, Y, and then the P applet. I need something that takes an X, Y. It's also going to have to take in like the color. It's going to have to take in the speed to know whether it's going left or right. So it's going to have to, I'm going to have to make a different constructor that's a little more robust. But I'll get into explaining that, I think, on the other side of this. Okay, so I think all the information that I need to like recreate one of these things is it's X, it's Y, it's speed, and it's health. So let's go into here. I think I can just delete this. I'm going to do a writer. And what I want to do is I want to say for bubble B in bubbles, I want to say print, so print to my file, b dot, I think I called save info. Maybe I could call that, I feel like that maybe should be get save info, just like number or naming wise. But okay, so I think that's halfway there. This might be the entire thing, right? I'm just going to, let's see if I will know I'm successful if when I run this, it's going to create a new file in here called save file, and it should have a bunch of these values in there. So let's start our game up. Click, 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 and then let's hit S. Looks like it saved successfully. Let's close our game, and now we have a save file with this information. Okay, so then what we need to do is I need to do the other side of this. So yeah, so we're gonna get the other half of this in here. Let's go into our bubble. So let's see, in our app, I'm gonna need to make another method called public void load file. I'm going to call that when my if key is L, load file. Okay, and then we can go into here, load file. Okay, so here's what I need to do in the load file. I just need to basically, first things first, I need to go into my bubbles array, and I want to clear it out. Because there's going to be some, probably like the pre-created bubbles. I want to delete anything that's there, and now then I want to add in the ones that I just saved. I could technically just add the new ones to the array list, but I want to kind of clear out and like have a fresh start, or kind of, yeah. All right, so let's go into our file reading. I think I should probably have this code saved up here, right? Read high score. So let's take this and put that down here. We're going to do our high. It's not going to be that. We're going to say save file.txt. We are going to, as long as the scanner is the next line, we're going to read the row. That's fine. But what I need to do in here is I need to create a bubble from this. Ooh, I'm going to do something fancy. So I'm going to say in my bubble class, I'm going to make a second constructor. So this is what I was talking about earlier. I need to make a second constructor that takes in, it's going to take in a string line, and it's going to take in a p-applet. And I'll show you what I'm going to do here in just a second. So basically, the string line, I want to be able to take in a line like this, and I want to be able to create a bubble from that line. So let's see, I need to go through in my bubble class. I need to take my string parts. I'm going to split my line based on commas. And then I need to create a bubble from that. So I know the first one's X, so I need to say for this one, part 0, I'm going to have to convert that into an integer, but let me just do this for now. We'll say that's going to be Y. And then we're going to say, oh, what I save it as, what was the order? Did I do, oh, if I look at my bubble, I did X, Y, speed. So speed is going to be part 3, or excuse me, well, index 2, part 2. And then, what's my last one? My health is going to be parts 3. And for all of these are all integers, it looks like, so I just need to do integer dot value of. I'm going to pause for a second here, save time. All right, so there we go. So we're going to take that line, which is going to look something like this. We're going to split it based on commas, and then we're going to set up our X, Y, speed, and health based on those parts, and that's what we're doing here. We still need to make sure that all these values get set up. I have my so I still need to set my size to be 250. I did set up. Oh, I still need to set up my canvas. It should still be C. Color I don't need to do because that was kind of like the default color. I could maybe set it up because my concern is that if I load in a piece that has, I'll put this in here because I think if I load in a piece that has full health, if I don't do this, I think it won't have color. It might be black. So I think I need to set this up. But if my health is some other value, I think this will take care of displaying other ones. I probably should rewrite this code where it's like if health is equal to 3, then do this color. But I'm not going to mess. I'm going to try and mess with it as little as possible here. All right, so I think I've set all this stuff back up. Let's go back into my app class. I need to say, I'm going to say bubble temp is equal to new bubble, and we're going to pass in row, and we're going to have to pass in this because we still need access to the canvas. And then we're going to say bubbles dot add temp. let's take a look here. So we have this. Oh, I already have one saved. Let's hit L, and we should load our old screen. If I hit save on this, let's delete one. I'm gonna hit save. I'm gonna close. I'm gonna hit play. When I hit L, I should clear it out and just have those couple that are left. Save, close, load. Boom. There we go.